economic cycle empowers Mir4 gamers for creation and development of their most valuable asset, characters. These characters are unique in nature and can be minted into NFTs to be traded through the NFT marketplace. Coins as transferable currency and characters as tradable NFT assets. This is the basis of the economic ecosystem of Mir4. In addition to this blockchain-based economy situated around coins and NFTs, Mir4 offers gamers with various services through programs such as DSP, which provide participants chances to win game items or currency. Special functionality to allow gamers to create a refined synthetic version of Draco, Hydra, interest-bearing staking service, HSP, and Mirage, the multiverse web world of Mir4, where NFT characters can be staked to yield a passive income, similar to a periodic pension payment. These are some of the DeFi services being introduced to Mir4's economic ecosystem. What is Wemix doing? Development and publishing of P&E games like Mir4 requires an immense amount of time and energy. Wemix offers a fluid onboarding partnership experience through our open platform built on secure blockchain technology and proven key currency, Wemix tokens. Wemix onboarding will significantly save the time and effort required for game developers to successfully implement blockchain economy into their games. How does Wemix open platform work and what does it offer? First, for game developers and studios, Wemix Open Platform provides an open SDK and guidelines for generating effective game token and NFT game assets design. Second, for gamers, a fully incorporated service of exchange infrastructure for numerous play and earn game tokens and NFTs tradable within the Wemix platform, while sustaining the individual in-game economic sphere for each game, but also providing grounds for the inter-game ecosystem to grant limitless growth potential through a brand new collective games economy. Mir4's Draco and Hydra being usable in Galaxy Tornado, for instance. This will not only generate new heights of value derived from the cross-game economy, but will also open up opportunities unimaginable to each and every gamer existing in our ecosystem. 100 games, which will be onboarded to the Wemix platform this year, will each have their own unique blockchain economy, while becoming a member of the massive inter-game economic ecosystem. Why Wemix? Success via blockchain games. Will it be difficult? Game developers and studios need to do what they do best, create well-made games, and implement our easy-to-use proven blockchain technology by onboarding Wemix, where the Wemix token becomes key currency for all games onboarded. Supporting and securing game growth, which in turn will also naturally increase the value of our native token in the market. In other words, the success of our onboarded partners and their games will define the value of Wemix tokens, facilitating the perfect organic partnership to achieve success. This is the unequaled vision and purpose behind the Wemix blockchain game economy that is now ready to be realized. Wemix.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. The session will begin shortly. Please have a seat and switch your phone to silent mode. Allow me to introduce WeMade CEO, Henry Chang.
Hello everyone. Thank you all for coming to my session. With a pandemic that drove the entire human race in pain and ease, I'm thankful that GDC can be held offline this year, and I'm honored to be speaking here at such a great event. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Henry Chang. I'm the CEO of Wimeid. Wimeid was established in 2000 when the Korean game industry wasn't fully developed yet. We launched a game called Legend of Mir 2 in 2001, and this game gained a huge success in China, which is currently the biggest game market. Now, we are gonna beyond the game company, and we are transforming into a game platform company. In my senior year of college, back in 1996, I had a chance to work at Nexon. Yes, that Nexon. I studied at Nexon and have been working in the gaming industry for more than 26 years. Through this opportunity, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to JJ Kim, the founder of Nexon, for giving me a chance to work in this amazing, infinitely growing industry. May he rest in peace. I stand here to talk about the changes that have been happening after integrating blockchain with games, what Wimeid is currently experiencing, my vision, and perhaps your misunderstandings. Play to earn game was one of the most popular keywords in the gaming industry last year. In the crypto market, it's treated as the next big thing, and investors who invest in this industry love this new phenomenon that is to come. Although the stock prices of gaming industry in Korea are stagnant right now due to macroeconomic instabilities such as inflation, last year the prices skyrocketed when they mentioned the word P2E, NFT, or blockchain. However, many developers who actually make games are strangely very calm about this phenomenon when compared to the hype outside the game market, like the crypto market. Some define this as a fad or scam, and I've seen many saying that they'll never make a P2E game. Of course, game companies don't publicly announce this due to fluctuating stock prices. I'll talk more about this later, but I have 100% faith in blockchain games, a neural word that I use, and after combining blockchain economy with games, we launched Mir4, the most successful blockchain game in the world. I've met with developers in Korea, and some were not very warm to this idea. Although their stance changed after seeing the success of Mir4, many are still pessimistic, and many global game companies and developers are still undecided about this idea. And they all seem to have their reason. When you think of a P2E game, what comes to your mind? Yes, many would say X Infinity. X Infinity isn't the first game that applied P2E, but it was the first game that showed the world of its great potential. It applied coins and NFTs to games and created an economy where players could play games and earn money. Almost everyone praised this idea, and they received huge investments from global VCs. However, traditional game developers, now we have to call them traditional, viewed this negatively. Most of game developers who played the game said it sucked. This is just between us, game developers, but the game is not fun. To be more precise, the game doesn't engage players to keep playing. They can earn money, but it can't be called a game when you earn money without having fun. It would lean more towards labor or work. So, play to earn is not the term I prefer. Some brave game companies and game developers declared that they would be aiming for fun, not money, and promised to never apply cryptocurrency or NFT to games. A few public companies in Korea also stood up and joined. Of course, this was before the stock prices dipped. After the dip, they changed their statement and said that they've been researching this field for a long time. That what is really happening? I said earlier that I would use the word blockchain games. I'll call games combined with blockchain economy blockchain games. There are two major approaches in blockchain games. It's how the game started. One would be starting from crypto and making games that use crypto. The other is starting from games and applying crypto to games. It all depends on who made it and the company. X Infinity is the most successful case of starting from crypto, while Middle4 is the opposite. Middle4 started as a game and gained its success by applying crypto. There are a lot of differences between these two approaches. Games that started from crypto don't really engage players. However, from an economic point of view, players can get big rewards, big enough to treat games as work and make money. On the other hand, games that started as well-made games have that inherent fun, even though the economic rewards are not that big. Most of these players usually play because they enjoy the game, but at the same time receive small economic rewards. Let me talk about Middle4 as an example. As I've mentioned earlier, Middle4 is the most commercially successful blockchain game right now, and it started off as a game. Middle4 is a well-made game. It launched in November of 2020, and as a free-to-play model, it made $100 million in a year. We incorporated blockchain economy to the existing version and launched a global version last August, and this game has been achieving worldwide success. As of the fourth quarter of 2021, MAU, monthly active user, was 6.2 million. Peak concurrent user was 1.41 million. And the highest ranking on Steam was 7th. When we analyzed the players, they weren't playing to earn. First of all, if they wanted to earn, then they had to participate in coin and NFT transactions within the game, but that only took up 2% of the whole population. Also, on average, players earned about $2 to $3 per day playing games, which wasn't enough to make a living just by playing our game. In the case of the Philippines and Brazil, which rank first and second in sales, it can be a meaningful source of income. But for America and England, which rank third and fourth, it's impossible to live on this small amount of money. What's more is that in the UK, Belgium, and Sweden, it ranked number 1 in top grossing mobile games for a while, which implies that players didn't play to earn money. From what we've analyzed, players played and earned, not played to earn. They literally played the game and made some small monetary reward, not the other way around. Middle4, as the name suggests, it's a game from an IP called Middle. Middle MIR gained huge popularity in Korea and China, but has no presence in other countries. Paradoxically, Middle4 Global isn't available to play in Korea or China due to legal issues. Since there was no IP called Middle in countries where Middle4 Global is currently popular, the current performance suggests that the fun factor of the game created this success. And that fun factor is created by the blockchain economy. When the in-game economy is extended outside the game and possesses real economic value, the game becomes more enjoyable. Let's imagine for a second. Let's say you are playing Monopoly and you play with real money, not fake money. starts off with a very small amount, $0.001, and when you're done with the game, the winner gets $1. Will it be more fun, or will it lose its intrinsic fun? This will make the game a lot more enjoyable. It will become more competitive and the tension will definitely rise. Blockchain games will be a lot more fun than existing games. Blockchain games can be defined as a cross between game and blockchain economy, and its success will depend on how a well-made game has applied the blockchain economy. Most online games have their own in-game economy. For an online game to gain success, it has to offer a fun and sustainable in-game economic system. But the in-game economy is locked up in games, mostly because it has always been. Blockchain can free the locked up economy into the real world and give the real economic value it deserves. The economic foundation is the blockchain economy. As I told you earlier, when you add blockchain economy to a game, it gets more enjoyable. What is a blockchain economy then? There are three economic factors. The first, coin. The second, NFT. And the third is DeFi. I'd like to explain further how this blockchain economy is changing games with the example of Mir4. Please note that I'm speaking in past and present tense. I'm not predicting how it's going to change. I'm telling you what we actually have done and the changes we are seeing. All of this is happening right now. First, coin. I don't need to tell you what Bitcoin and Ethereum is. We made it our own coin, Wimix, about 2 years ago. It will act as the key currency for so many games, but I'll explain further about the key currency and the gaming platform. And each game issues its own game coin with the Wimix as a base, expanding the in-game economy into the real world. Mir4 is an MMORPG serviced on iOS, Android mobile, and Steam PC platform. As with MMORPGs, there are many game items such as weapons, gears, materials, and resources, and you have to manage these items economically and efficiently to succeed in the game. We designed that players can turn dark steel, one of the most important resources, into the game coin called Draco. That's a coin. Dark steel is in great demand. You need it to create gears, to strengthen, to change options. The higher in the rank you go up, you need it more. You can get it in Dark Steel Mine, which is the battlefield of guilds, where the winning party can control the mine and earn tax. It means a lot in the context of the in-game economy's demand and supply. Dark steel can be exchanged into Draco and traded in DEX, decentralized exchange. That gives dark steel a real economic value, which in turn affects the other in-game resources and activities, resulting in more tense and fun gameplay. The second, NFT. Player character in the game is the sum of level, weapon, gears, and all items. You can turn the character into NFT and trade with other players. Buyers can bring the character back into the game to play and grow it to resell as an NFT. With game NFTs, you can actually practically use them. That doesn't apply to many NFTs in other areas. A character NFT has been sold more than $300,000. We are servicing character NFT sales. When separate items such as weapons and gears are sold as NFTs, they will have real economic value, and we expect the trading volume and the price will soar. The third is DeFi. To explain DeFi in simple terms, it's a finance with virtual assets. There are the real economy and financial economic services in the real world. In the virtual asset point of view, coins and NFTs are virtual, but in this field, they are the real economy. Coins and NFTs are the basis of economy, and DeFi, which is the base of these virtual assets, it's worth much more as in its reality. On top of that, DeFi now has more freedom. Models you couldn't have imagined have already been released. DeFi is also applied to Mid-4. I mentioned Draco, coin based on dark steel, and we are offering Draco-based financial services. Draco staking program is a lottery. Exchange by Draco supports item trading, and Hydra is a upper-level coin you can make by fusing Draco. Hydra staking program is already being serviced, and not only coin-based DeFi services are being serviced, NFT staking program has been launched as well. In fact, we didn't change Mid-4 too much to apply the blockchain economy. We started with dark steel and Draco, but then came the evolution with coin, NFT, and DeFi, and the economy is growing. And so is the game itself. Regardless of the game update, the sales volume of the game is rebounding, following the growth of the blockchain economy. About 4 years ago, in 2017 and 2018, Bitcoin became a headline issue for many people from all over the world. The concept of cryptocurrency, virtual assets, and blockchain technology has caught the attention of many individuals as well as corporations. Some started to build something out of the concept, and some chose to study more about the phenomenon during this period. In February 2018, the price for Bitcoin started to plummet, and many people who were studying about the concept gave up. Some have started early adoption but gave up. Some didn't even start. Some have prepared themselves for the upcoming changes. The reactions were mixed. Since then, our company had declared that the convergence of game and blockchain will shape the new future. During that period, the concept of metaverse wasn't even common. If I were to apply the term now, we may have a firm vision that the convergence of blockchain and gaming will create a metaverse. I will mention again about the metaverse at the end of my speech. 3 years following that decision, as prices for cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, plummeted, many companies have closed down new businesses and ceased to invest in blockchain technology. But we didn't. Until now, for almost 4 years, we have been pursuing this very direction to develop new business opportunities. We applied blockchain technology as well as blockchain economy by implementing a game coin, NFT, and DeFi. The game has yielded an unprecedented global success as well as rapid growth. There is no telling how far this will go. Mid-4's success can be attributed to the application of blockchain and its function as an economic foundation on a well-made game. The road to such success hadn't been an easy one. Mir4 was actually our company's fourth blockchain game. More than a year ago, we launched our first game, which may seem a bit rusty now, but it was our first blockchain game. Before the launch of Mir4, we implemented these convergences with 3 additional games. We have 7 games on board now. The reason why we kept trying with multiple games was because we didn't want to focus on one successful game. We had our focus on creating a platform in which we can encompass these games. Such a platform was then created, and the gaming blockchain was named Wimix. The currency within the platform was also named Wimix, completing our preparation for the future. We will be onboarding approximately 100 games by the end of this year. Through the onboarding process of 100 games, we intend to transform our Wimix platform to an open platform for games. To better describe an open platform, when game developers want to launch a game, they would utilize the open SDK provided through platforms like iOS, Android, or Steam. They would apply it to their games and then submit a request for launch to the platforms like iOS, Android, or Steam. Each platform will review the game on whether they are in line with the platform's policy, and the distribution of the game will take place after the review process has been completed. You may know very well. Similarly to the distribution platform, although we are different from such a distribution platform in terms of layer, we will provide our own open SDK as a blockchain economy platform so that developers can utilize the platform and freely adapt coin, NFT, and DeFi to their games. In order to achieve that goal, our technology and SDK must also be of high quality. As such, we will first be onboarding 100 games by the end of next year, and then open up the platform to any interested developers in the following year. So each game will have its unique coin and be able to create NFTs of their own, allowing users to trade, buy, and sell them freely through our exchange platform. We will offer SDK to developers to join our open platform. Players can join our open platform through the coin exchange, the NFT exchange, and the DeFi services. They will still download the games through Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and Steam, but their game-based economic activities will happen on our exchange and services. Wimix is the only existing solution where all blockchain economy is already realized, where all games can be transformed into blockchain games. In the early stage of industry progress, first mover advantage works. We offer the plug-and-play style solution for transforming your current game to a blockchain game. We make games. That's what we do best. And adding blockchain economy makes game playing more enjoyable. Of course, when you offer fun, commercial success follows. I have told you how adding blockchain economy to games can make them more enjoyable and lead to greater success. But you might ask, can you really call it a paradigm shift? My answer is yes. And let me tell you about inner game economy. In-game economy coming out to the real world is innovative in itself, but imagine what can happen when game coins or NFTs can be separated from the game. I have told you about Mir4's Draco, Hydra, and character NFTs, but they are not tightly coupled with Mir4. Moreover, blockchain inherently is separated from the game. Mir4's Draco, Hydra, and character NFTs, even though they are issued by Mir4, don't belong to Mir4. They belong to users, players, not developers, even technically. Anyone can make a new game utilizing Draco or Mir4 character NFTs without the developer Wimeid's permission, technically or legally. And if such game gains success, would it be positive or negative for Mir4? Positive, of course, because Draco and Mir4 character NFT can only be issued on Mir4. As game developers, our game can build a real economic system to give users more fun on the basis of the real economics and lengthen the life cycle as a nation's economics through its own economy and the in-game economy. Will it be a paradigm shift? I think so. What is metaverse? There's a phenomenon going all over the world where almost everything is called metaverse. People half-jokingly say that in all business plans of Silicon Valley-funded companies last year, the word metaverse is included. Metaverse commerce companies, metaverse game companies, metaverse bio companies, metaverse agriculture companies, and many more use the word metaverse in their names because it has become the way to receive funds. We can say that it's wrong to think of the metaverse this way. They all must have a reason why they defined the metaverse that way. However, it's impossible to create something when the definition is unclear. So I'd like to tell you how I defined metaverse. First, when defining a concept, we may think carefully for a long time. However, when we think of the antonym, we can get a clear idea of the concept. Metaverse is the antonym of the world we live in now, the universe, which means that a little different from our world. Every company defines it a little differently. One of the global companies changed its name from Facebook to Meta, and they defined the metaverse as an interface with VR, not real-life experience. They are developing their business on the idea that with VR, you work your life at home, chatting with friends or playing games, all fall under the idea of metaverse. Another example is Zepeto, a service created by a company in South Korea. And it received a lot of attention globally for its avatar community. You could create your own avatar to communicate with your friends and strangers through Zepeto. Now this is called metaverse. Everyone is defining metaverse in their own way, and many businesses are developing their businesses to fit their own definition. The definitions overlap sometimes, but everyone is looking at the metaverse through different eyes. Although each person has their own thoughts on metaverse, there are 2 points where everyone would agree. One is Oasis from the movie Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg in 1918. Everyone wouldn't disagree that it was metaverse. Then, what is the main concept of metaverse? I think a lot of people think of metaverse as something that uses VR devices. Facebook, as I mentioned earlier, defined metaverse as VR and developed VR devices to incorporate VR experience in our daily lives. However, I looked at it from a different perspective. I believe the main point of the metaverse is experience, not device, not interface. I think experience is more important than an interface. Second, if you ask people what they think is the best metaverse right now, many will say Roblox. Let's go back to Ready Player One, where everyone can agree that it's metaverse. The guy, James Halliday, who created Oasis in the movie, says, I wanted to create a game that everyone could enjoy. Even the company he works at is a game company. The guy who created the service claims that he created a game, and if you look at how they play the service, it looks as if real gamers are playing in the game. Second, if you go up to the developers of Roblox and ask what they made, they will reply games. Also, if you ask kids who are playing Roblox what they are doing, they reply that they are playing a game. So I would like to emphasize that games and metaverse are unlike. If you visit Roblox website, it displays their metaverse world and elements. They too have VR stuff, but they pinpoint identity and economy. The most important element that they focus on is identity. You can have different sex, personality, and identity in the game. Economy isn't just simple sales, but a circular economic flow within the game. The best service that includes both identity, and economy is online games. A successful online game is fun, but also has a well-established economic system. A game with a well-established economic system can have a long life cycle and gain success. Games aren't all metaverse, but except for unusual circumstances, games are a new identity and an economy exists within, but the economy was stuck inside the games. According to Korea's law, the economy within the game couldn't make an appearance outside the game, and other countries without laws didn't agree with the idea of game economy making an appearance in the real world. So when you think of metaverse as economy and connection to real economy, we can quite define games as metaverse. Then how can games become metaverse? I believe games can become metaverse when the economy within the game becomes part of our real economy. Games incorporate blockchain into their system and connect the economy within the game with the outside world. I think these blockchain games are metaverse. On a side note, a very large global M&A was announced recently. Microsoft has been following Facebook's definition of metaverse, using VR devices in our daily lives and making VR with Office. Then they acquired Blizzard for $68 billion. Therefore, I think Microsoft agrees that the game lies in the core of metaverse. So right now, I think blockchain games are the metaverse. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my session today. Making games fun is what we do best as game developers. I know that together we can leverage this tremendous opportunity and conquer this new paradigm in the game industry. Wimei드 is passionate about helping any game developers who are interested in blockchain to make a great blockchain game. If you have any questions for me, I'll be more than happy to answer them now. Thank you.
We'll take questions now. If you have any questions, please come up to the mic stand. Thank you.
Hello. Hi, I have a question about the staking feature of your platform. We also have a game in the blockchain, and we found a legal constraint about staking, as legally, in order for you to have staking, your token must be a proof of stake. So I was wondering if you have details on that. We've kind of dropped the name staking because of that, and yeah, there's some problems that we found about collective investment issues legally. So I don't know if you know that about how you guys make your staking, but I'd love to hear on some alternatives to that.
네, 제가 한국말로 대답을 하고 저희 통역을 좀 도와드리도록 하겠습니다. 네.
I'll be answering in Korean and I'll be interpreting.
네, 그 게임 토큰과 저희 위믹스 기축 통화가 좀 구분돼 있고 아마 어떤 규제를 말씀하시는지 정확히 모르겠지만 실제로 암호화폐에 대한 규제보다는 게임 토큰은 아직은 그게 실질적 경제성을 갖는 화폐로 생각하지 않기 때문에 규제가 훨씬 더 덜한 부분이 있다는 말씀 우선 드리고요.
First of all, I'd like to tell you that we have game tokens and we have key currencies. We have separated them and they're not, we have differentiated them. And because game tokens do not possess economic value at the current moment, we do not have legal restrictions regarding this matter.
그래서 뭐 드레이코 스테이킹 프로그램 같은 경우는 저희가 그 스테이킹의 대가로 코인도 일부 지급하지만 NFT 아이템을 지급하는 방식을 택하고 있고요. 하이드라 같은 경우는 저희도 그 하이드라 스테이킹 프로그램에 대해서 그 하이드라를 지급하는 방식을 택하고 있고요. 앞서 말씀드린 NFT 스테이킹 프로그램 같은 경우는 그 게임에 직접 플레이해서 원래는 다크스티를 캐야 되는데 그렇지 않고 스테이킹만 해놓아도 일정 부분의 다크스티를 얻는 방식으로 좀 다양하게 비즈니스 모델을 구현하고 있습니다.
For the rewards of Draco staking program, we are giving coins or NFTs, and in the case of Hydra staking program, the rewards are Hydra. And with the NFT staking program, the rewards are given in Dark Steel. In case of Dark Steel, you're supposed to mine this in-game, but with the NFT draking system, we are giving this as a reward.
그리고 저희는 이제 플랫폼 프로바이더로서 플랫폼을 구축하는 일만 하는 게 아니라 그 플랫폼과 관련된 기술이나 그 온보드될 회사들한테 투자도 열심히 하고 있는데요. 그런 약간 스테이킹의 리걸 이슈 때문에 투자를 안 하거나 한 경우는 없어서 나중에 뭐 저희랑도 한번 얘기해 보시면 좋을 것 같습니다.
As a platform provider, we don't only provide platform services, but we also invest in some of the games that are on our platform. And just because there's a staking issue, this does not limit us in onboarding these games. If you have any further inquiries, we could discuss this later time.
Morning. First, congratulations on your game. Actually, I'm from the Philippines, and you're right. You're one of the top games in the Philippines. So congratulations for that. My question is about lifespan. Prior to the blockchain games, MMORPGs kind of like have a lifespan where maybe through graphics, maybe through community. Now with the blockchain came in, kind of like play to earn kind of like became a major factor. As you mentioned before, Axie Infinity, it's not the best graphics, but because it's a blockchain, it became very popular. It became popular, became one of the best. I would like to ask if you believe that with the blockchain, it became the most important factor now when creating any games, or in terms of to have a longer lifespan.
일단 필리핀에서 왔고 필리핀에서 정말 게임인 게 정말 축하드립니다. 일단 저의 질문은 라이프 게임 수명에 대해서 질문드리는데요. 블록체인을 접목한 MMORPG가 많은데 MMORPG 예전에는 그래픽이나 커뮤니티의 중요한 요소로 가지고 그 게임의 라이프 스타일을 가지고 있는데 현재로서 봤을 때 엑시 인피니티 경우를 봤을 때 블록체인이 더 중요해진 것 같습니다. 엑시 인피니티는 뭐 그래픽이 좋지도 않은데 블록체인으로도 많이 성공을 해봤고요. 지금 봤을 때 블록체인이 제일 중요한 요소로 보이는데 이게 어떻게 게임의 수명에 대해서 어떤 영향을 미치는지
네, 제가 앞서 했던 스피치의 주된 내용이 엑시 인피니티 같은 크립토에서 시작한 게임들과 미르포처럼 게임에서 시작한 블록체인 게임의 차별점을 좀 말씀을 드렸고요. 질문하신 거는 즉 결국 블록체인이 들어가면 기존의 MMORPG, 기존 게임의 라이프 사이클이 어떻게 바뀌느냐를 질문해 주신 거라고 생각하고 있습니다.
As I have mentioned in my previous speech, I have differentiated and told you some of the differences that Mirror and Axie Infinity has. Mirror is a game that started as from a game, and Axie Infinity is a game that started from crypto. And my understanding of your question is, what kind of influence does blockchain has to MMORPG's lifespan?
보통의 이제 특히 모바일 게임은 더 그렇고 모바일 게임이 아니라 다른 PC 게임들도 비슷한데요. MMORPG 같은 경우 다른 장르도 비슷합니다만 특성을 보면 초반에 첫 달에 매출이 제일 높다가 프리투플레이 MMORPG 같은 경우 점점점 떨어져서 어느 순간에 약간 스터빌라이즈되는 이런 게 약간 전통적인 게임의 라이프 사이클이었는데요. 지금 미르포는 어떠냐면 첫날 매출이 가장 적고 첫 달 매출이 가장 적고 저희가 8월 말에 오픈했으니까 지금 3개월이 넘어가고 있는데요. 7개월쯤 가고 있는데 계속 매출은 증가하는 모습을 보이고 있습니다.
As in the case of mobile games or PC games or any kind of different genres, its most important characteristic in its lifespan is when it's at its first launch in the first month, it'll reach its peak. And as it progresses, it decreases and it'll come to a stable point. But in the case of Mirror 4, in the launch of its first month, its sales was very low, and it was launched last August, and it's been around for about 7 months. It's in its operation, and as the time increased, its sales and performance actually increased also.
그러니까 이렇게 다른 라이프 사이클을 보이는 이유가 뭐냐에 대한 저희의 판단은 기존의 게임들은 결국에 세일즈라는 게 디벨로퍼가 유저들한테 일방적으로 파는 원타임 트랜잭션으로 끝났다면 지금 현재 미르포에서 일어나고 있는 코인 익스체인지라든가 코인의 트레이드라든가 NFT 트레이드는 사용자 간에 이루어지는 그리고 원타임에 끝나지 않고 그게 여러 번 반복되는 그러니까 경제로 얘기하면 멀티플라이어 이펙트가 있는 그래서 뭔가 이코노미가 만들어니까 페이먼트가 아니라 그 이상의 이코노미가 만들어지는 거기 때문에 흡사 나라의 경제들이 완만하게 성장할 수 있듯이 그렇게 성장하고 있는 모습을 현재 우리는 보고 있습니다.
Mirror 4 has portrayed a very different life cycle, and my analysis is that the developers aren't just giving a one-time item transaction, but with users to users, they're exchanging coins, and this effect, explained in economic terms, it gave a multiplier effect. So it's not just a payment system, but this exchange has created an economy, similar to a nation's economy.
지금은 이제 미르포 하나만으로도 그런데요. 앞서 제가 말씀드린 것처럼 블록체인의 기존에 우리가 못했던 걸 주는 게 인터럴 게임 이코노미인데 결국 미르포에서 나온 드레이코와 NFT를 활용한 다른 게임들이 막 나오기 시작하면서 이 드레이코의 가격과 NFT의 가격이 유지되고 하면 다시 또 미르포가 활력을 되찾는 그런 식의 인터 게임 이코노미가 굉장히 복잡하게 전개될 거라고 생각합니다. 그 경우에 게임의 라이프 사이클은 기존에 우리가 보던 것과는 매우 다른 굉장히 장기적으로 성장할 수 있는 모습을 보여줄 거라고 생각을 합니다.
Mirror 4 is only just one case. It's only one game, but with the ability of blockchain, different from our traditional games, it gave it created inner game ecosystem. With the Draco from Mirror 4, this Draco can be applied to different games and implemented in different areas. And in turn, this will make Mirror 4 become more lively and more active. So this is very different from what we have seen before.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello. First off, just wanted to thank you for your talk. It was very informative, so thank you. The question I had was regarding the way the public sometimes reacts to NFT or blockchain elements in games. I think that it's fair to say that at times it can be somewhat controversial and have a mixed opinion among certain segments of the communities. So I wanted to just ask your perspective on how you see that evolving over the next 5 or 10 years. How do you expect us to change the way we communicate blockchain games and NFTs to the community, and hopefully find ways to communicate the benefits of some of this in ways that aren't as controversial?
일단 좋은 정보를 전송해 주신 세션에 대해서 감사드립니다. 지금 제가 궁금한 것은 대중들이 블록체인과 NFT에 대한 반응이 논란적이고 각자 다른 반응을 갖고 있는데 대중들께서 향후 5년에서 10년 저희가 어떻게 변화를 해야 되는지, 그리고 블록체인과 NFT의 장점을 커뮤니티에 어떻게 전달을 해야 되는지 생각 알려주시면 감사드립니다.
네, 제가 이제 미스언더스탠딩이라고 오늘 제 강의의 가장 큰 목적이 블록체인 게임에 대한 디벨로퍼들의 미스언더스탠딩을 깨고 싶다는 거였는데요. 마찬가지로 플레이어들도 미스언더스탠딩이 있습니다. 그 이유는 소위 말하는 플레이 투 원 게임들이 재미있는 없고 뭔가 돈만 왔다 갔다 하는 그런 거기가 이유라고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 퍼블릭이 생각이 일치되진 않지만 그들이 뭔가 부정적인 생각을 갖고 있다면 그거는 되게 오해에 기인했다고 생각을 하고요.
One of my main points in this session is to break the misunderstanding that developers have. But this misunderstanding isn't just among developers; it's also among players. P2E games are considered not fun. It's just exchanges between money.
네. 그래서 미르4가 나왔을 때 유저들의 공통된 반응은 이렇게 재밌는 블록체인 게임은 처음이다. 어떻게 블록체인 게임이 재밌을 수 있지? 하는 반응이었고, 저희한테 커뮤니티에서 가장 많이 오는 반응이 이런 재밌는 게임으로 좀 블록체인 게임을 많이 내달라는 거였습니다. 그래서 저는 여러분들 우리 게임 디벨로퍼들한테 얘기한 게 재미있는 게임에 블록체인이 붙으면 더 재밌어진다. 그래서 실제 재미있는 게임이 블록체인에서 더 재미있는 사례가 많아지면 대중들의 인식도 변화라고 생각을 하고요. 또 대중들의 인식이 변하면 디벨로퍼들의 인식도 더 많이 변할 거고, 저는 2, 3년 안에 모든 게임이 레벨의 차이는 있겠지만 블록체인 이코노미를 다 적용할 거라고 확신합니다.
When Mirror first came out, everybody's first impression was this game is just so fun. And a lot of people asked us to create and develop more games with the blockchain system. I believe with a game that is a fun game implemented with the blockchain system, it'll create a better fusion. It'll make the game even more fun. And with games that are more fun with blockchain, more people will be impressed and their perspective will change. And I strongly believe that in 2 to 3 years, it's just a difference in its integration of blockchain, but all games will be implemented with blockchain.
Thank you.
I have a question around the monetization part in terms of the App Store. So you said that you still download it from iOS or Google Play App Store. How it's going to evolve in terms of the percentage, the cutoff?
게임 자체를 다 iOS 또는 구글 또는 앱스토어에서 다운로드하는 걸로 알고 있는데요. 이걸 웹페이지가
제가 아까 이제 앱스토어나 플레이스토어나 스팀은 디스트리뷰션을 담당하는 레이어에 있는 플랫폼이고, 저희는 이제 블록체인 이코노미를 담당하는 레이어에 있는 플랫폼이니까 둘은 사실은 서로 충돌되지 않고 다른 레이어에 있다고 말씀을 드립니다.
I would like to say the stores that you have mentioned, App Store, Play Store, or Steam, this is a platform that it's mainly for distribution, but our platform is it's based on a blockchain economy. Our system is providing a blockchain economy, so it's two different layers of system, and it does not conflict with each other.
그래서 이 디스트리뷰션 플랫폼에서 또 하는 가장 중요한 역할이 페이먼트잖아요. 그래서 아마 인앱 퍼처스가 존재하는데 그거는 저희가 담당하는 레이어가 아니니까 저희는 거기에 하나도 손을 대지 않습니다. 저희는 저희가 담당하는 블록체인 이코노믹 비헤이비어, 아까 말했던 코인을 유저가 거래할 때거나 유저들끼리 NFT를 거래할 때 거기에 대해서만 굉장히 낮은 유미를 수수료를 받는 겁니다. 따라서 기존의 인앱 퍼처스는 하나도 건드려지지 않는다.
Among the distribution platform, the payment is one of the most important aspects, and payment in app is what I'm talking about. This is not our responsibility. It's not part of the service that we offer. Our service offers is the coin exchange that is done between users, and with the service that we provide, we get a small fee from this service.
Thank you.
Hello. So I'd like to ask about the open standards that you are building, the game token and the NFTs, and expecting that more developers will use that SDK to create mods or other games and expand on this context of Mir4, for example. And I'd like to ask if you have already some examples of this universe being expanded or any upcoming launches that will use that SDK.
지금 개방성 스탠더드 관련해서 질문 지금 토큰하고 NFT 관련해서 어떤 스탠더드 갖고 계시는 건지, 그리고 그거를 어떻게 좀 확정을 하고 계시는 건지, 미리4에 대해서 예를 들어 미리4에 대해서 이 미리4를 사용하는 아이템, 미리4에 있는 어떤 사용에서 어떻게 유효를 확정하고 계시는 그런 사례들을 좀 알려주시면 감사합니다.
네. 그 저희가 아직은 오픈 플랫폼은 아니고요. 올해 100개까지 내려면 저희랑 상담도 하고 그다음에 원온원 개발자 미팅도 하고 하는 식으로 아마 개발이 이루어질 겁니다. 물론 현재도 저희가 SDK가 있고 API도 있고 하긴 하지만 지금 오픈할 정도로 하이 퀄리티가 현재 되어 있는 상황은 아닙니다.
We are not yet an open platform yet. We have mentioned that we will be onboarding 100 games by end of this year, but all these are being conducted by one-on-one meetings. They're having personal discussions with us. We do have SDKs and APIs, but they are not currently in the highest level, so they're not in phase to be open yet.
하지만 현재도 저희가 현재 총 7개의 게임을 서비스를 하고 있고요. 그 게임에 미르4와 같은 MMORPG 장르고 있지만 사실은 캐주얼 게임도 있고 또 최근에 오픈한 2개 게임은 스트레이지 시뮬레이션 게임도 들어가 있고 조만간 오픈할 게임에는 퍼스트 퍼슨 슈팅이나 액션 RPG 등등해서 장르는 가리지 않고 여러 케이스들을 만들고 있습니다.
Right now, we have 7 games. There are like games like Mir4 MMORPG genre, but we also have casual games. And recently, we just onboarded 2 strategy simulation games, and we will soon be onboarding first-person shooter and action games. So we have a variety of genres.
네, 그래서 올해 아마 100개 게임을 런치하는 경험을 통해 저희가 학습을 해서 내년에는 어떤 게임이든지 적용할 수 있는 오픈 SDK를 출시할 수 있을 것 같고요. 그리고 그때쯤 되면 저희가 이 블록체인 이코노미를 게임에 어떻게 설계하는 게 맞다라는 가이드라인까지 제시할 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
By the end of this year, we'll be onboarding 100 games, and with this experience, we'll learn from it, and we'll develop our open SDK service, and we'll offer it to the public. And with this, we'll also establish a blockchain economy establishment guideline.
하지만 제가 오픈 플랫폼이 지금 아니라는 의미지 어떤 게임이든지 게임 디벨롭 하시는 분들이 오셔서 본인의 게임을 블록체인 이코노미를 적용하겠다라고 하시면 지금 저희는 그걸 적용해 드릴 준비가 돼 있고요. 최근에 런치한 게임은 저희가 만나고 나서 게임 출시할 때까지 2.5개월 걸렸고요. 그 테크니컬한 관점에서 보면 작업 자체가 1개월 이내로 현재도 걸리고 있는 상황입니다.
As of right now, at this moment, it's not open, but even if a developer comes with a game to us, we are still ready to offer our SDK service. From our past experience, we have seen that it took about 2.5 months for launch, and from a technical aspect, we should be able to implement it in 1 month.
Thank you. 다시 한번 관심을 가져주시고 질문해 주셔서 감사드리고요. 세상에 변화하는 현상이 있으니 그거를 이해하기 위해서 더 많이 노력을 했으면 좋겠다라는 생각이고, 또 게임이 이렇게 진화해 가는 것은 누구도 막을 수 없는 현상이라고 생각을 합니다. 그래서 그런 기회를 잘 활용하시길 바라면서 오늘 제 스피치는 마치도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you all for your interest and the questions that you gave us. We know that the world is changing and we are working hard to understand it. I believe we are in a state where the game is evolving and we cannot stop it. But I hope that everyone here can use this opportunity. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
arada taşısın.